The first race, 5-year-olds and up, optional claimer, 200,000, and native bred 6-year-olds and up now is of 2. 10 starters, they go 3.5 furlongs. This is the bottom of the barrel. I'm going to boil this race down to 4. They're going to be the 1, Fiery Path, the 3, Galway Bay, the 8, Timekeeper, and the 9, He's a Lion. Fiery Path, Everton Miller here riding for Rudolph Hardial. Last time out was 4th by 9 lengths to Zedai. Before that, at 350,000, was 9th by 12 lengths to Air of Fire. Last win was at this distance back in March when creating a 31-1 upset beating Sir Ganga Jamuna and Galway Bay. So even though at the age of 13 and although hiked in the handicaps, has a preference for this short trip and another good run expected, even though drawn poorly at 1. The 3, Galway Bay, Ray and Lewis riding here for Nicholas Smith. Last time out was a winner at 4 furlongs straight at this level, beating Golden Emperor and Excuse Me Goodbye. Before that was the 3rd by a length to Fiery Path. I think the reason Galway Bay lost that race, he was drawn 15 and drifted from the stand side to the far side and lost by a length. Hiked in the scales now, but definitely one of the speed horses of the race. So definitely I think should fight this finish out. The 8, Timekeeper. This is Anthony Fraser riding here for Henry Harrison. Last time out was the 21st of April at 350,000, finishing 10th by 25 lengths to Muscatoon. Steps back down in class here. Before that, on the 29th of March, for 5-year-olds, non-runners of 2, was 3rd by 6.5 lengths after leading over 4 furlongs straight to Electrode. In my opinion, a reproduction of that performance would definitely see Timekeeper fighting it out even from the head of the scales. And the 9, He's a Lion, Dick Cardenas here for Owen Sharp. Last time out at 250,000, that was September 21st, 2024. So this is basically stepping down in class. Was 3rd by 14 lengths to Lion of Ikati and 6th Avenue. Before that, at 5.5 furlongs, at this level, was 2nd by a nose to Nina Dorada, having Excuse Me Goodbye 10 lengths behind. And very, very busy at the exercise track. I'm expecting a exceptional run from this He's a Lion, although this is a very poor field. And outsider to watch, I'll throw into the exotics, is going to be the 7, the Gall, Demar Williams claiming 4 kilos for Adrian Prince. Didn't finish on last when going 6 furlongs in 5 years, non-winners of 2. Before that, over the 4 straight, was beaten ahead by Best Daughter-in-Law, who recently won. Had adenosine behind in that event. This was in June 2024. First time coming down to claiming. Is seen at the exercise and is an outsider to watch. The second race, 3-year-olds and up, optional claiming, 500,000 to 400,000, and 6-year-olds and up, now of 3. Small field of 6, they go 6 furlongs. Boiling this down to 3, they're going to be the 2, Unruly Dude, the 5, Dodge This Link, and the 6, Little Groovy Thing. Okay, Unruly Dude, Radish Roman here for Stephen Todd. Last time out was a winner at 500,000, claiming, beat Special Gift and Cappuccino. That was back in February. Finished lame after that race, but has been freshened up for this and expecting a good run from this Unruly Dude, especially that Radish Roman has taken back this ride. The 5 is Dodge This Links. Shane Ellis here for Greg Fennell. Last time out at this level was 5th by 4.5 lengths to Lord of Ajalon and So Beautiful. Was extremely slow out the gate and did not get close to that pace early, but still stayed on well and has run with the likes of these before. Beat by Unruly Dude back in February, but with Unruly Dude coming off a rest, giving this Dodgers Link a good shot once breaking fast and getting close to the pace early. I think has an exceptional shot of pulling this off. And the 6, Little Groovy Thing, Richie Shakes here for Nicholas Smith. Last time out, 5.5 furlongs, was 3rd by 2 lengths to Lord of Ajalon. Chased the speed for throughout the race, but failed to catch up. Still coming in here very light, stretching out a little further, and expecting a much better run from this Little Groovy Thing. The third race, native bred 4-year-olds and up, non-runners of 4, and imported 4-year-olds and up, non-runners of 3. Small field of 6, they go a mile. And to be honest. I'm going to just boil this down to 3 horses. It's going to be the 1, Immeasurable Joy, the 4, Main Mistress, and the 5, Captain Sparrow. All right, Immeasurable Joy, Wesley Henry for Anthony Nunes. Last time out at 5.5 furlongs, second by a length and a half to Teflon Don. Before that, at 6 furlongs, was third by 2.25 lengths to Prince Aman and Riches to Rags. In my opinion, I think Immeasurable Joy wants a distance of ground. I think this mile is perfect for Immeasurable Joy. Last win was at 7 furlongs back in March when beating Titan Tempo and Shooting Star. Training well, busy at the exercise. I think the mile is perfect for Immeasurable Joy. Definitely giving this horse a shot in this event. The 4, on paper, the horse looks like they all have to beat. Main Mistress, Radish Roman here for Peter John Passad. Last time out, back in February, 7.5 furlongs, was a very easy winner, beating Titan Temper and Shooting Star. Does seem to have her problems. Every time she races, she has to take a break before she comes back, so suspecting problems there. She is working well coming to this event, and if allowed to dictate the terms up front without any pressure, once she gets that mile, should definitely prove tough to crack. But her only defeat came at 7.5 furlongs, which she won last time out, and that was against Supremacy when she was not allowed to dictate the pace. So if she does get competition on the headline, I think she's going to have to fight really hard to get the job done. But on paper, looks like the horse they're going to have to beat. And the 5, Captain Sparrow, Ryan Lewis here for Anthony Nunes. Late running sort, definitely gets the mile for sure. Last win was at a mile by 6.25 lengths over Macan Rome and King Pie. Came back at 7 furlongs. I think a little short for him, but was outclassed by the stablemates, Gervano and Fred the Master. Beaten 9 lengths there. Gervano came back to win once again. So that's saying good for the chances here of Captain Sparrow. So if he gets a pace to run at, will be coming home pretty fast. But that just depends on how Nunes is preparing his horses for this event. As I said, if Main Mistress gets away on that lead, probably proves a tough nut to crack. But depending on how the pair of Nunes horses are going to try to go after him, maybe Immeasurable Joy tries to get the front run on Main Mistress. So it's an interesting contest though, but those are the 3 I'm boiling it down to. The 4th race, native bred 4-year-olds and up, knowledge of 3, and imported 4-year-olds and up, knowledge of 2. A field of 8, they go 9 furlongs and 25 yards. Boiling this race down to 4. They're going to be the 1, Kaylin Melody, the 3, She's Adorable, the 7, Shooting Star, and the 8, King Pie. Kaylin Melody, Shane Richardson, claiming 2 kilos here for Robert Pearson. Last time out at 7 furlongs was 5th by 11 lengths to Sonny T and Chippy and Burn Notice at 1.5 million claimer. Kaylin Melody though relishes 2-turn races. Last time going 2-turn was 9.5 furlongs back in December, winning by a nose from Lucy in the Sky. The general was 9 lengths behind in that race. And before that, in October, 9 furlongs and 25 yards, was second by a half length to Amma, coming from off the pace, having Providence 6.5 lengths behind. So definitely relishes this 2-turn kind of race, coming in extremely light. And if she gets a nice pace in front of her, I think we'll be coming home pretty strong. The 3, She's Adorable, Richie Shakes, claiming 3 kilos here for Carlton Cunningham. Last time out at 6.5 furlongs was 9th by 17 lengths to Blue Sensation and Oil Machine. Before that, 10 by 16 lengths to Immeasurable Joy at 7 furlongs. Throw those races out, because before that at 7.5 furlongs, when making all the runs, she beat the General, who's present today. Possibly the speed horse at the event, and if going right to the lead, and they've taken off the blinkers, so they want her to relax a little more. I think if she gets to that lead and dictates terms, I think she can cause a scare leaving that 3 furlong marker. So giving her a shot at running a good race here on the fact that I think she's going to be on the headlines. The 7, that is Shooting Star, Wesley Henny here for Fernando Guinness. Last time out at a mile, running on to finish second by a length and a half to Hotbread Scammer, having the general behind in that event. Should enjoy this 9 furlong and 25 gallop here. Easy pace up front. Looks like he definitely stays, gets a distance of ground. and expecting Shooting Star to fight this race out. And the 8, King Pie, Shane Ellis here for Anthony Nunes. Disappointing run on last at a mile, finishing 7th by 22 lengths. I'm definitely throwing that race out. Something definitely went wrong. Was slowly into stride, came out of the box really slow. Didn't put in a punch. Before that, at 7.5, was 3rd by 4.5 lengths to Supremacy and Main Mistress. A reproduction of that run in this race. I think King Pie will definitely win this race. Lacks pace, but does have a decent finishing kick. If you look back on the 21st of December going a mile, was running on to his out-of-class stablemate Captain Sparrow and was only a length off of the speedball Mac and Rome going a mile. So at 9 furlongs and 25 yards, if a good pace is set up, I think this King Pie should be the horse finishing the strongest, and I definitely give him a shot here once again. The 5th race, 3 years and up, claiming 1 million to 800,000. A field of 11, they go 7 furlongs. Born this race down to 4. They're going to be the 1, Easy Peasy, the 8, Anika Bell, the 9, Green Gold Rush, and the 10, I Realize. Okay, Easy Peasy. Eric Horton claiming 4 kilos for Randolph Scott. Last time out, 9 by 42 lengths to Geolithic. That was way over Easy Peasy head, going 9 furlongs and 25 yards. Before that, at 7.5 furlongs in the Bonnie Blue Flag Trophy, was 8th by 11 lengths. They said Geolithic. This time was prominent for most of the race, all the way up to the furlong pole before tiring. So, taking a step to claiming now, coming out of those very tough races, has run against way better than these. Looks fit, busy at the exercise track, has a nice work coming into this race. 3 furlongs in 36 and 3. If allowed to get to that lead and relax on that front end, claiming that 4 kilos off of the 126 pounds, Easy Peasy might prove a tough nut to crack in the stretch. Definitely giving Easy Peasy a good shot at pulling this off. The 8, Anika Bell. This Anika Bell, Emilia McLean claiming 4 kilos for Lydia Anglin. Last time out, 8 by 11 lengths to Impressive Force, overnight allowance. Before that, over the straight 5 was 9th by 8 3/4 lengths to Champion Bubbler. Looks like a late running horse, this Anika Bell. She came off a rest from September and got those 2 runs recently. Much better for those races, and expecting a good run at a good price from this Anika Bell. The 9, Green Gold Rush. Paul Francis here for Ryan Darby. Last time out was 2nd by half a length to Sir John, who is present. But on the handicap part of this race, I'm definitely giving Green Gold Rush the edge of getting in front of Sir John this time around. Could be wrong, but I'm just going off the handicaps, and he's a little more fresh coming into this, in my opinion. And the 10, I Realize, TJ Suko, claiming 3 kilos here for Lincoln Lungs. Last time out at 7 furlongs was 3rd by 7 lengths to Sunny T and Chippy and Burn. Notice before that at 6 furlongs was 8th by 14 lengths to Out of Class, Wall Street Trader, Sheer Delight, and Unspung. Coming in here very fit, trotting, so looks sound, and definitely this I Realize should fight it out, especially if flashing his tactical speed should definitely put a good run in. So those are the 4 I boil it down to. The 6th race, maiden condition race, native bred 3-year-olds, big field of 13, 6.5 furlongs. And this is the tough race, in my opinion, of the day. Very competitive race. Horses can just turn up in races like this, so I'm boiling this race down to 5. There are the 2, Prolific Prince, the 3, Uncle Baba, the 6, Slam Sharp, the 11, Benison, and the 13, Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, Prolific Prince, DJ Suka claiming 3 kilos for Adrian Prince. 3 starts to date, a 2nd and 2/3. Last time out at 6 furlongs was a 3rd by 2 1/4 lengths to Bossman, chasing for basically all the race. Still finished well for 3rd. Gets first time Lasix and claiming that 3 kilos off of top weight, working well coming into the event. Beat stablemate Midnight Runner recently at 5 furlongs, 5.5 galloping 109 and 2. So Prolific Prince once again is ready to fight. They've taken off the tongue tie now, so let's see what this Prolific Prince can do. The 3, Uncle Baba, Eric Horton claiming 4 kilos for Barrington Bernard. Last time out was 2nd by 7 lengths to Casa Living. Had Benison ahead behind in that event after breaking slow and going wide at the quarter pole. Stayed on very strong, still busy at the exercise, and expecting another good run here from this Uncle Baba. The 6, Slam Sharp, Ian Spence for Michael Marlowe. Turned up on last in that race with Bossman going 6 furlongs. Came out of the gates very slow, was way off of the pace, and finished like a rocket in the stretch to only be beaten a length and 3/4. Although the pace was slow and was coming back in the race, expecting a much better run here from Slam Sharp, showing that his well-being has now been exposed. The 11, Benison, Radish Roman here for Rayan Williams. 3 starts, was 4th on debut to Brahma Bull, came back at 7 furlongs, was second by 7 1/4 lengths to classic aspirant Runaway Star. Next up was at a mile when missing the break badly and left way out of the race to finish third by 7 1/4 lengths to Cost a Living. Has been back to the exercise working very well, and I think Benison, potentially the horse I think they're going to have to beat. They've now put on the visor to make sure Benison's a little more sharper out of those gates. I think that's the horse they're going to have to beat. And the 13, Nebuchadnezzar, Ryan Lewis here for Anthony Nunes. 4 starts. Most interesting start was back on the 1st of March, going 7.5 furlongs, when off the pace and staying on to very useful Uncle Harry setting fast fractions, and Nebuchadnezzar still managed to finish second. Came back the next start in the 29th of March at 7 furlongs and 3 in a clinker in that same race with Runaway Star. Was trying to go early, which I think was not the right way to ride this Nebuchadnezzar. And from a more patient ride here with Ryan Lewis in the saddle, expecting Nebuchadnezzar, who's working well coming into this, to put in another good run. The 7th race, 3-year-old and 4-year-old, numbers of 4 and imported 3-year-olds and up numbers of 3. 6 starters, they go 6 furlongs. Interesting contest, the return of Supernatural Power, facing off against the very useful looking Incredible Joe. So those are the two I'm going to boil this down to. Number 1, Incredible Joe, Dick Cardenas for Adrian Prince. 2 starts. Made his debut on the 22nd of March at 6.5 furlongs. Looked all over the winner when leading, turning for home, but short in strides, but was beaten by the highly thought of Nephew, who came back and went up in class and ran well to the highly thought of Gurvano. So Incredible Joe came back after that on the 19th of April at 5 furlongs straight, made all the running to canter in by 8 lengths in 58 and 3. Returns now and gets Lasix for the first time, working very well. Has a last work coming into 7 furlongs and 127 flat breezing. So I'm expecting a good run here from this Incredible Joe. And the horse, he's going to have to beat the super looking filly Supernatural Power. Radish Roman here for Philip Fiani, undefeated in 2 starts. Made her debut on the 21st of December, going 6 furlongs, when absolutely annihilating opposition, winning by 14 lengths, beating Gurvano and the Nephew. Came back after that over the 5 straight, was very slow out of the gates and still powered away for a 5 3/4 length, winning 58 and 1. Was scratched recently. It said sick here on the 5th of April. Returns here, working well once again. Last work coming to this was 59 and 4. And looks to be going places, and definitely the horse they're going to have to beat. For a trifecta horse at a good price, I'd throw in the 6, Riches to Rags, Kerry Gale Robinson riding here for Philip Fiani. Last time it was second by a length and a half at 6 furlongs to Prince Aman, and had Immeasurable Joy behind after breaking slow out of the gates. Before that, at 5 furlongs straight, was third by 7 lengths to Supernatural Power. So that's the horse I'd like to buy in the trifecta: Supernatural Power, Incredible Joe, Riches to Rags. The 8th race is the feature race of the day. It's the Reggae Trophy, 3 years and up, Grade 1 stakes race. Small field of 6, they go 5 furlongs straight. I've already done this in my previous tips. Boil it down to only 3. It's going to be the 3 Bootylicious, the 4 Mamma Mia, and the 5 Is That a Fact. I think the race comes down to those 3 horses. The 9th and final, the co-feature, the Harry W. Jagai ODJP Trophy, 3 years and up, overnight allowance, big field at 11, they go 6 furlongs. Boiling this race down to 4 horses. They are the 6, Perfect Brew, the 9, Unspung, the 10, Interesting Times Ahead, and the 11, Unbelievable Force. Okay, number 6, Perfect Brew. Radish Roman here for Richard Azan. Last time out in the Omar Walker Trophy, 5 furlongs round, was 4th by 6 3/4 lengths to Legacy Isle, coming from off the pace. Before that, at 9 furlongs and 25 yards, running on, was 2nd by 4 1/4 lengths to Geolithic. Back in February, at 5 furlongs straight, was 7th by 6 lengths to Bootylicious. 6 furlongs, I think, is ideal for this Perfect Brew. Definitely represents one of the class horse of this event. Working very well coming into this, and from off the pace, expecting this Perfect Brew to be the horse finishing the strongest in the stretch. The 9, Unspun, Richie Shakes, 3 close for Norman Smith. This Unspun, in recent videos I've seen, I think this is a very useful horse, but just does not stretch his neck out when running. I don't think they've sorted out what the issue is yet, but very useful horse. Last time out at 7 furlongs was 3rd by 3 lengths to Impressive Force and Chem when trying to chase the speed. Before that, at 7.5 furlongs, stalking the pace, finished 2nd by 3 3/4 lengths to Mojito in a very fast time. Last time at 6 furlongs was a winner by a short head, beating Ride All Day back when he was a 2-year-old. Gets Lasix now for the first time. Coming in here very fit. I'm expecting Unspun again from a more restrained ride to put in a nice finish up the stretch. Still would like to see him stretch him neck out a little bit more though, so I think they need to address that issue. The 10, Interesting Times Ahead, Charlton Riley for Jason DaCosta. Hasn't seen Charlton Riley here in a while. This is going to be interesting times ahead. Has not won a race against older horses since his 3-year-old campaign, but is taking a step down in class now, coming down to overnight allowance. All his races against older horses have been against top class horses: Funcan Dunn, Atomica, Legacy Isle Commandant, John Julie Run, all of those horses. So finally getting a step down in class. Should love 6 furlongs. This horse looks to be more of a sprinter than a journey horse in my opinion. Working brilliantly coming into this race. Last word coming in here was 6 furlongs in 1:12. Looks like they might have another race in mind for this interesting time ahead, just because of the fact that they work so fast for the 6 furlongs to come and run 6 furlongs. But the fact that he's stepping down in class, definitely going to give him a shot here, even from the top of the scales, although I really believe that he's been prepared for something else. And the 11, the horse I think they're going to all have to beat, Unbelievable Force. TJ Suko here claiming 3 kilos for Philip Fiani. So coming in extremely light. Last time out at 5.5 furlongs, hooked up with top class Mahogany and ran a brave race, only be beaten a length. Before that was back in December over the straight 5, winning in 58 3 by 4.5 lengths at this level. So definitely has the running of this class here, and at this light weight, and I'm expecting to get to that lead from the outside draw. This is the horse they're going to have to catch. This is the horse I think they're definitely going to have to beat. A horse that I'd throw into my exotics is going to be the 3, Freedom Street. Last time out, 5.5 furlongs in the Easter Sprint Cup was 7 by 11 lengths to Mahogany and Unbelievable Force. Last good one I can say was back on March when winning 6.5 furlongs, went 4th by 7 3/4 lengths to Wall Street Trader, Sheer Delight, and Unspun. So the distance not going to be a problem. Claiming 4 kilos off of 116 pounds, coming extremely light from stable of dangerous trainer Patrick Lynch. I'm going to carry this Freedom Street to squeeze in my exotics at a good price. Okay, guys, that's it for this program, and we'll have tips for Sunday program tomorrow. All right, be safe.